everybody. Welcome to another edition of Box Seats. As you already know, I should say. This is a show we talk about sports with comedians. So let's get ready to bring him in here and get ready to get the show topics up. My man Talent is in the building. T, what's good? What's good?
I'm good money, baby. You see me. We over here on deck, baby. On deck. It's hump day.
Yes, sir.
Hump on something, man.
That's what I'm saying. I like that enthusiasm, except for the hump on something part. I gotta skip that part.
Spoke like a true married man.
Yeah,
except for the hump part.
Yeah. That's henpecked, dude. That's henpecked. Henpecked. Oh, man, Mo's in the building too. Mo, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good? You know what I found out today?
What?
I hate slippers that make your feet hot when you're walking in the house.
Ooh, you just found that out? So
I mean, I ain't just found it out, but I just hate it. I can't stand slippers that make my feet sweat. Why do I gotta have on such hot slippers? Why they can't just give me a...
Oh, you messed up, Mo. You just slid them IKEA feet up in them slippers.
Yeah, I wish my feet were IKEA.
My man Mike Shaw is also in the building. Mike, what's good?
Nah, everything's good now. I just found out about slippers that make your feet sweat. So you can close my square out. I'm good now.
And my man Dave, the business bully, is also joining the show too. Dave,
yeah, man. The thing of slippers like that, man, they all make the same noise. It blip, 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 blip.
Already,
That's funny.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's jump into it, man. The first news item I got up this day. I don't know if you guys heard the story, so let me get the squares all right and tight. Damar Hamlin went home, man. Damar Hamlin's back in Buffalo and went home, man, and it got released this morning. Home. What's your thoughts on this, man? I mean, literally 10 days ago, he almost died. Some people say he did die on the field, and now he's back home recovering.
Well, first of all, it's amazing. Keep in mind, a few months back, my son went through the same thing, the exact same thing, minus, the football hitting the chest, but the same type of cardio problem. And this dude is out quicker than my son was. So that's a blessing right there. And a lot of people are breathing easier, Frank, from the young boy that hit him, that put the hit on him, to the team, to his family, to everybody. So now, he's a poster child. I hope that they make something real positive about this and keep that same energy to put the pressure on the league to do whatever they need them to do as far as benefits, as far as payments, as far as making it safer. Just keep your foot on the gas. Don't let go because he's out. You know what I mean?
Right. Most definitely. Mike, Damar Hamlin goes home and he brings awareness to NFL players who don't have fully guaranteed contracts who are 3 years under and undrafted and stuff like this. Do you think Damar Hamlin injury and him going home is going to be the catalyst for the NFL getting people straight and right on the contracts in your situation? Because look like he's the poster child.
No, it's not. The NFL is not going to guarantee these. If anything, the fact that what should have happened was that it should be obvious that these guys are risking their lives playing the game.
Right.
The NFL owners behind the scenes are saying, if they're risking their lives and they could die, exactly why should we guarantee these contracts? That sounds harsh. That sounds very crude and mean, but that is the bottom line. This makes them even want behind the scenes, without saying it publicly, why would we guarantee a contract that if he passes away on the field, family members or somebody else is going to get the money? It's a ruthless situation. But the NFL owners knew that an NFL player potentially could die in that field before this ever happened. And they didn't guarantee the contract. And they're not going to guarantee him now.
That's very interesting and a very true take. So speaking of contracts, I got to bring in my man Dave, the business bully, man. You're the business guy of us. Even though you're a comic, you do have a business side of it. Put it all in perspective for us, man. What the NFL could, should, and would do.
The NFL's not going to do a damn thing, Frank. But before we talk about that, can we talk about religion for a minute? Okay. Do you know that the Catholic Church made a rule that priests could not get married because after the priest died, the archdiocese and by default the Vatican would have to take care of that family for at least 3 generations. The NFL said, hell to the no. And that's what winds up happening. The other part of that is the NFL will not make any changes because everybody's reactionary. Nobody puts anything forward. Now, if you know that your baby is the one that's going to get you out the hood because he just runs a 3-4-40 or something crazy like that, then you need to start doing some due diligence, meaning that you need to have individual universal life insurance so that you have a policy that automatically pays out. You do that with his damn signing bonus, and then everybody is good. You put every asset under a trust, and you make sure that he lives on a budget of no more than $125,000 a year, and then everybody lives for generations. But we don't do that. We complain. Well, what's the NFL going to do? Not a damn thing, because you're still watching. They ain't do nothing about Cap. You still watching. They gave you Jay-Z, you're still watching. So, like, you know why this has happened. You know who's responsible for it. So let's not play these games as if you don't understand that this is a business first. They're going to do what makes sense for them.
It's definitely a business first. What's your take on this situation, Mo? Do you think the NFL is going to step up and do what's right and make him be the poster child and move forward with this? Or do you agree with everything everybody else has said?
I don't know. I mean, I wish if I could predict the future, I'd be a paid weatherman, you know, but I'm not. That's the way I see it. I don't know if they're going to do it or not. I know I read somewhere that they did guarantee some money for Ja'Marr. It was, I don't remember the exact amount, but whatever was on his contract, he's going to get that money as of, you know, a few days ago. And him being home is a blessing, you know, because I suffer from heart problems. You know, David tell you being fat, you're going to have heart problems.
Lots of them.
Yeah, and I suffer from congestive heart failure. That could be me any minute, you know, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. So, hey, man, it's a blessing that he's home. You know, I'm glad that things went good. And I hope he gets to, you know, move forward and help some other people.
Yo, real quick, Mo. I got a question.
What's that?
Do you have a heart murmur and does it go blip, 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 blip?
I put him on Summer Jam on that too, but I thought he was going to ask a real question.
No, you know,
that wasn't a real question. That was pretty good. It was bona fide to me. The streets want to know.
The streets gotta know, Frank.
Listen, my heart is.
Hey.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Yeah, the funniest part about the exchange, I know you're gonna say that there was two things in it. I said this is the funniest exchange. He starts on and say, if I knew that, I'd be a paid weatherman. As opposed to the weathermen not getting paid out here. Then when he wanted to make a fat man point, he pulling an accomplice. This man ain't lost 372 pounds over there. He don't want to be fat no more. He gonna still pull him in. Because Dave know, right? Dave fat.
I'm saying.
We are arguing away, me and you, Dave. Dave over there like, I got my life together.
Like, I can shop at Macy's again. I don't understand why I'm being dragged back into the big section.
That's funny. Like a paid weatherman, like an unpaid weatherman is like an open mic. It's like an open micer. Like weathermen have open mics, and they go, "It's gonna be partly cloudy, I think."
Hey, Mike, the unpaid weatherman. I don't know. Wear a sweater if you want. I don't know.
Looks sunny.
He just do this with the curtain. It's muggy.
You know what, man? You know what? It's a good day at the job for me today. That's good. I'm good.
All right.
My man, Mo.
The NFL player picture is now getting the focus. And before we jump into the games, first news out is that Miami Dolphins QB Tua Tagovailoa, I can never pronounce Tua's last name. Tagovailoa. He's going to be out against the Buffalo Bills. And see, my thing was this, man. When I heard that he's going to be out because he didn't pass concussion protocol, I'm sitting there saying, should this dude even play football again? He going to play.
First of all, this is the longest concussion protocol. I think this dude got hit on week 3.
Preseason.
What? I don't know what else we can do with this guy. You know, this guy done been through everything they got. It got so bad, they start checking his ankles again. Listen, if they don't play Tua or if Tua's not ready to go, I hate to say it, there's these weeks, all of us gamblers, we get together on these chats and we be pointing out and poking what we think is the fixes in and the conspiracy of this, that, and third. This looks like a help for Buffalo. This is like a help. We're going to do our best to guarantee you go to the next, round of this thing. I just don't see this guy not passing concussion protocol. It's been a minute. It's been a minute for real. And now on the serious side, we got to worry. We got to worry personally for Tua on some other stuff. Like, the game, we critique what's going to happen with the game like I just did. But now it's like, dude, what's really wrong?
Right.
You know what I mean? You done been through, dude, think about this. Somebody done died on the field, came back, got released, is back home, and Tua's still not passing concussion protocol.
Yeah, because Mike, at the end of the day, people might be more concerned with Tua than they actually saying. I guess the question is, what do you think Tua's situation is? Because there are people speculating today that he shouldn't even be playing in the NFL anymore.
Well, I mean, the NFL says they care about their players and they're trying to make it a safer sport, but yet they let Tua play in that game after suffering multiple concussions and probably shouldn't have been in that game to begin with. I forget what week it was. This is a problem. Like Tua wants to play, but in actuality, his lawyer should be on the case trying to figure out, is the NFL liable? And should he been taken out the game earlier after the first concussion? Should he have played the next week? Obviously, there's some questions here, and it's sad. And Talon made a good point. Damar Hamlin got out the hospital after his life was in risk faster than Tua can get back from a concussion. That means there is some brain trauma that has gone on with Tua, and doctors aren't revealing. There had to be a brain scan already. His brain has already been looked at. This is serious, and we can make light because we're comedians and that's our job. But this guy may never be the same again, and he could wind up being an unpaid weatherman. I don't know. I don't know.
Wow. Speaking of contracts, speaking of situations, it always boils down to the money. Always. Dave, what are we talking about? What's your thoughts on Tua?
All right. So the first thing that you got to keep in mind is when they're doing this to this magnitude, like everybody said, man, like dude has been out since he got in the locker room in August. Dave? Yes? Huh? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear him.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, cool. Because I heard Dave a bunch of times. I was a little confused. I thought I got hit. I think this literally comes down to they're trying to prevent some type of lawsuit. Something wasn't signed because when you're taking this many, this is the NFL. The NFL don't care. You can have an eye popping out your daggone socket, and they won't put your ass back in there as long as somebody will clear you. Like our quarterback, he got a shoulder. He's like, well, we got the bye. We're good. So yeah, something is up. Behind the scenes that they're not letting on because they don't want, number one, they don't want to piss off the ratings. Number two, they don't want to piss off the odds makers. And number three, they don't want to piss off insurance or open themselves up to some type of liability. Somebody dropped the ball someplace else with Tua and nobody's talking about.
Yeah, that's definitely the way I look at it. So, Mo, do you think, as crazy as this question is, do you think Tua's going to ever play again? Or do you think he probably would be advised to retire?
What do I always say about those Alabama quarterbacks when they get into the NFL? They break. Listen, as good as the guy is, as good as a person, I've never been sold on Tua, but he don't need to play. He just don't need to play no more, man. He broken, man. For real. He broke it. It's just like gone. I was going to say something else and I lost my train of thought, so it got caught up.
Put him in protocol. But
I will say this, though, not taking it away, I feel like since we all got on hats, we should all start a GoFundMe page so we can get Mike Sean some sports visors so he can have a hat and his hair can hang out at the same time.
Sports visors.
Don't say some New York Giant visors, Knicks visors. You got to get in. You got to see to get in. That way, because you don't want to cover your hair, so you'll still be in the group. You know what I'm saying? You be doing your own thing. You be like the Bobby Brown of the group.
Everybody else wearing colors, his ass wearing.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Roddy. That's Bobby. That's Ricky. You Bobby. I'm Roddy.
Only on this show. All right, so let's look at some of the games, man, because before we jump into some of these stories, Seattle Seahawks playing the San Francisco 49ers. Everybody's saying that San Francisco is going to literally trounce over Seattle. I don't know if that's going to be the surprise upset of the week. I don't think it will be at all. How you looking at this game? And I know you the betting guy, the whole group, and everything else. T, you think they got what's the spread? And you think they're gonna cover?
Well, I'm waiting for the spread, but I think that Seattle's gonna get them a game, man. I don't think there's gonna be no trouncing and blowout, nothing like that. I think we're gonna look at a good game all the way up into the fourth quarter, and then somebody may pull out 8 to 10 point lead and win by that much. But I don't think there's gonna be no trouncing. I think it's gonna be competitive at least 3 or 4 of those quarters, if not the whole damn game, because you let a guy like Geno and his team get as far as they did, they got to be feeling some sort of like we can beat somebody. You know what I mean? So I look forward to be competitive.
Okay, so I think it's going to be the blowout of the weekend. I think that could be the blowout. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Mike Sean, what's your take? You think Seattle's going to give him a game like what Talon said?
We already saw this game happen. It was called Georgia against TCU. This
Right.
is the same game. Like you know what? Gamblers always have hope. Gamblers always have hope. And I'll tell you what, this game has already been set in stone. Geno's happy with his season. The Seahawks are happy with their season. The Seahawks don't even believe they're going to San Fran and beat that defense. They don't even believe. Now, it won't be a blowout in terms of like a high score blowout, but it'd be a game where you already know the game is over by the second quarter. So even if it winds up being 24-10, the game's going to be in control of the entire situation. I don't see a threat happening. I don't think Vegas has got anything to worry about. The spread will be covered efficiently, and San Francisco will move on.
That's what I think too. The same thing on it's a Saturday game, Dave. The Saturday game, people are hoping that it's a 4:30 game. They're hoping that they're going to keep all the viewers in because they don't want it to be a blowout. NFL don't want it to be a blowout, so they're hyping that game as to be the game of the day. What's your take, Dave? How you look at it?
Man, I keep telling you, this is the best thing that could ever happen for my insomnia since that Georgia TCU game, bro. Like, I can't wait because it's literally going to be after the fourth quarter. I'm going, bro. I'm going. Like, we already know what this is going to be. Let's not even. Seattle knows good and hell well what's going to happen, and everybody who's a Seattle fan who is not delusional or is out on a protocol for their head injury knows what's going to happen, bro. Like, yeah, no. There's not going to be an upset. It's not going to be close.
The early line gives you a little hint. The early line is giving Seattle almost 10 points. It's 9.5 on DraftKings. It's almost giving them 10 points. That's the early line.
Yeah, that's the early line. It's almost 10
we'll
points.
see.
All right, so Mo, you on the Summer Jam. Are you going to be like everybody else and pick San Francisco, or are you going to surprise the world right now and go for Seattle? Go with Seattle.
Man, listen, I ain't been surprised since God left Chicago. So yeah, Seattle ain't got nothing coming but body bags and toe tags. We ain't got nothing for Seattle but hard times and bubble gum. I'm all out. Listen, they ain't got nothing but come but hard times and bubble gum. They ain't got no more bubble gum in San Francisco.
Okay, all right.
And I'm rooting for the Seahawks. I want Seattle because I want them to stay in the playoffs to give the Giants a shot. Like, I literally want them to stay.
I'm rooting for them too, Mike. I actually am rooting for them too. Because I like Geno. I thought Geno, I think they disrespected him when he was in New York.
Yeah, that'd be a good look if Geno did. Can you imagine Geno's contract when he gets out if they were to beat San Francisco? It's already going to be bananas now. Well, all right, so the other Saturday game is probably the least watched game. Is going to be all weekend. It's going to be the Chargers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that's going to probably be the least watched game because nobody wanted the Chargers or the Jaguars to be in the playoffs. But this is probably the most even game. You got the number 5 against the number 4. And that's what it is. It's the AFC matchup. Who you got? Because that's probably the toss-up team. Who you got?
And you think this one is the toss-up. This the one, the blowout.
Right.
This the blowout. The Chargers against the Jaguars? Come on, man. I don't even know where you can find a real Jaguar, but go back to that rainforest. Go back to that jungle.
Who you got? I'm saying, who are you saying is going to blow out who?
Chargers will blow out the Jaguars. It's not even going to be a close game. This one here you can put in your pocket. The other one, I'm telling you, man, it's something about the NFC East over there, man, that, I mean, those guys are the NFC conference. Them brothers ain't really nobody over there that I'm looking at that's terrifying the whole conference. Everybody's is competitive. You got 4 teams that's competitive, and that's about it. But this is the blowout.
Okay,
if they give me 5 to 10 points, I'm taking the Chargers all day.
See, I think the Jaguars are going to make it a game. See, this
No,
is why
I think you got caught in the flowers. What that means is the end of the season, the Jaguars turn around and look pretty good. People forget they put that 5 out of 6 on because there was no pressure. The team that was under pressure to make the playoffs, that's a different mental thing. If you just go out and play and luck up and win some games, now you're in the playoffs, nothing but pressure.
Okay. The AFC matchup, Mo, got the Jaguars versus the Chargers. T think it's going to be a blowout and the Chargers are going to do it. What do you think, Mike? What's your take?
Oh no, the talent. All these guys are like brothers to me. Talent's 1,000% wrong. This is the game I want to watch. This is the future of the NFL. These are the two quarterbacks that are the future of the NFL right now. The Jags and the Chargers are the only toss-up in the opening round. This one right here could go either way because the Chargers with that head coach could go for it on 4th and 30 from their own 15. That's how that head coach right now is so reckless and has blown so many games with Justin Herbert. This is going to be a quality game.
My puppy don't even believe you, Mike. You hear my puppy? Yeah, that's puppy for bullshit.
Your puppy
Listen, look.
Oh man!
No.
Oh no!
The last quality meal that puppy had was a possum. That puppy's upset. Okay. Don't try and blame your treatment of that puppy.
Mike, I will cover you and Frank's bet that this game will be far. The discrepancy in points in this game will definitely be further than the San Fran game. I'll take that bet all day.
Well, we just got to put the stipulations. Like, what do you mean? Like, how much would they have to? If the game is within
you said this
10.
game. No. You guys said this game is a toss-up to y'all, right? So if you believe this game is the toss-up, the bet would be that this game, the other game, is closer than this game.
Okay.
Because y'all think Seattle gonna get blown out. Yeah. So I'm saying this game is the blowout. So I would take that bet, and whoever gets blown out by more, they win. So if the Chargers win by 10 and San Fran win by 7, I won.
What if it's the same?
It's even. Nobody can win in a tie. Like they both win by 7. We both is equal. We tied. But I guarantee it ain't gonna be no toss up. You crazy?
I don't like betting on Chargers or the Jaguars, but
you got a point.
Yeah, but come back to me at the end of the show. I don't like wasting money.
You got a point there. When you put it that way.
No, I don't agree either. Dave, let me ask you, man. Is this a toss-up to you, or is this going to be a blowout to you? You think the Chargers and the Jags are keep it closer?
No, I'm 100% behind the Chargers, but not because of the Chargers. I'm behind the Chargers because of Shahid Khan. If you know who Shahid Khan is, he's the guy who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, and every one of his business ventures has failed. This is just a matter of time, right? He created the Black News Channel, which is weird because he's Pakistani. I can't go over there and create the Pakistani Times. He also created AEW, which is like a B-League WWE. Shout out to AEW, but this dude is going to fail. His children are failures. This is going to be a blowout simply because the owner sucks. Simple.
Yeah. Okay, that's how he's looking at it. That's one way of looking at it. Mo, what's your way of looking at it? You think it's a toss-up, a blowout, and who you got?
But it's going to be a tight game. The Chargers played the Jaguars this year and got blown out by the Jaguars by 28. They beat them 38-10 week 3. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be what, man? What are y'all talking about? It's going to be a blow. It's going to be a good game. I don't know who's going to win. Like I say, if I knew who's going to win, I'd be a paid weatherman.
Here we go with that again. Paid weatherman. So who you got?
Take somebody. Cloudy, I think.
You know what? I'm going to take the Jaguars. Because you know what? They've been playing some good football. And sometimes it's not about if you better. It's about who's clicking at the right time.
I'll take drizzling over rain. Drizzling.
Listen, what you gonna take? I'm gonna take bloop bloop over bloop bloop.
I take sleet over snow any day of the week.
I'm gonna take crushed ice over ice cubes.
So, Pete, Sunday's games look a lot different. We already talked about the Bills and the Dolphins. Everybody knows the Bills gonna blow them out. But let's talk about the Giants and the Vikings. Right now, a lot of people are leaning towards the Giants, and I'm talking to a bunch of Giants fans. So I know everybody's gonna pick the Giants. So what's your take, T? Giants, Vikings. It's the 4:30 game on Sunday. Who you got, T?
Hold on a second. Well, in my heart of hearts, I really think the Giants can pull this off. When we look at the end of the season and how one team started to get a little leverage and one team started to slip the other way, being the Vikings, I think that gives them they got their heart. They're wearing their heart in their sleeve this week. I'm gonna go with the Giants this week. I think they can pull it off.
I think so too.
I think this is a to the wire game, so they don't blow out as well. But I think they can pull it off. I think if they stay and work that run game, you can't really do nothing with it. If Saquon has a game, that's it.
Yeah, Mike, I'm not sure if the Vikings wide receiver is still bumped up or if he's 100%. But if he's a little cloudy, the Vikings gonna be in trouble. What's your take? Who you got? What's your take?
I compare it to a time when we played the New England Patriots where they undefeated at the end of the season and we hung in there and almost won. And I feel like I'm having a flashback how we should have beat the Vikings, but we didn't. And now we get to play them in the playoffs. Now, obviously, the Vikings ain't no damn Patriots undefeated. We get that. And obviously, we know nobody would be surprised if Kirk Cousins threw 3 interceptions. But I feel the same thing's about to happen. Now, I'm uncomfortable when the rest of the country jumps on board with my Giants. I get uncomfortable.
Preach.
I get uncomfortable. It's like when I'm around people who encourage me to drink. Like people around me who encourage me to drink, I have to be skeptical. I'm like, you guys know better.
That's a true gambler right there. You be all good until everybody jump on.
I'm like, everybody's gonna jump on board with Daniel Jones. Like I've got ridiculed in every establishment I've ever been at because my quarterback is Daniel Jones. Now all of a sudden he suffices. Now he's good enough, and I'm like, I think the Giants would win. To be totally honest with you, would I bet the Giants right now? No, but I want them to win, and I think they can pull it off.
Okay, that's definitely a smart man looking at it from all sides. Let me ask the Eagle fan of the bunch.
Yes.
The Eagle fan of the bunch. What's your take on the Giants taking on the Vikings right now? People are starting to pick the Giants because the Vikings been slipping the last 4 or 5 weeks into the season. What's your take?
Listen, the Giants, they had a rough week last week. Things happen. I will say this.
Water boy. We played our backup. What are you talking about?
Really gonna try that?
We had a great week. We played our practice squad.
I'm sorry, I had to adjust myself. I'm sorry, I had to adjust myself. What I was saying before I was really interrupted by the boxes on the sideline.
We had a rough week. We took the day off last week.
You about to ruin your moment, Mike.
So that's like bragging about hitting the ugly chick.
Let him finish.
From a person that can't even get an internship as a weatherman. I'm gonna need you to fall back. Listen to me. I honestly believe the New York Football Giants are going to beat the Vikings because the Vikings are about as nutty as Kardashian mouth right now. And I think it's important to realize that they have something to prove and they actually want to win. I think they're angry. I think they're hungry. I think they're a little bit pissed off. And I think that you can't just look at the record and say, oh, okay, well, the Vikings are 13-4 and the Giants are like 9-7-1. Like, this is a different ball game, and I think that a lot of people, I hate to be this guy because Michael Sean's starting to get nervous, but I'm with the Giants on this.
Very interesting. Let me ask the Giants fan on the panel what his take is. Mo, I know you got a take on the Giants winning this game, so just give it to me. It's your shot.
I can't say what I really want to say because Frank only limit my conversation. The only cuss word I can use is ass. So the Giants is going to whip that ass, spank that ass, and bust that ass. All right? So that's the only cuss word I can use. And then we're going to knock them on their ass, and we're going to see their ass later.
Damn.
Okay.
Smack it with it, rub it down.
Oh, no!
What happened the last time the Giants played Minnesota in the playoffs? They didn't even score. I remember that game because I was at the Suffolk University.
Yeah, but flashbacks to Central Booking.
Now, I was in Massachusetts booking. But no, I remember that. Listen, Minnesota ain't got nothing coming, man. They ain't got that's going to be the blowout.
Okay, all right. He having some county flashbacks, bro. You funny. The other game on Sunday, man, got the Ravens against the Bengals, and the Ravens team right now look like they don't got Lamar Jackson. They're trying to figure out if Lamar Jackson's going to practice today. They lead out today, and they're saying that it's a good possibility that Lamar Jackson is not going to play. So whether he plays or not, is probably besides the point. If the Ravens is Bengals for 8 o'clock Sunday, who you got? T?
Oh, Bengals all day. I'm gonna get the Bengals on that. I just think that's another team that's gonna be clicking through these playoffs. Do not sleep on the Bengals. All these animals that's not easy to find, bet on them.
So the Seahawks.
Who are you gonna find a Bengal? Where you gonna get a Bengal? Where can you go get a Bengal?
It's Cincinnati.
All the animals that's hard to find. Remember, I tell you that I'm trying to help you guys out. Bet on everything going extinct.
You got tickets set up with other animals.
And the same thing does not apply for the NBA though. Bet on the Pelican if you want to.
Michael Sean, your take, man, because she is always hilarious with these takes, man.
What was that?
The Bengals and the Ravens, man. Are you looking at a certain situation? How you?
I was just trying to Google if Bengals are really hard to find. Like but I couldn't get it. I was trying to. I told you the Bengals going to the Super Bowl, so you know my pick. The Bengals. I said the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl, so they're gonna go. They're going back. They're going back, and I think they're gonna win the chip this year. I think the Bengals will win the Super Bowl this year. So that's my pick.
Yeah, my pick is the Bengals too. Bengals and San Fran is my pick for the final too. Where we at, Dave? Talk to me, bro. We looking at the Bengals and we looking at Lamar Jackson sitting on the bench for the Baltimore Ravens right now. He's supposed to come in, but we're seeing. We'll find out about that. What's your take, man? Even if, let's just say Lamar Jackson plays, you think the Ravens got a chance?
No, you can see Ravens everywhere. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, Frank, but I have a Mensa pin, which means I'm like in the top 3% of intelligent people on the planet, and I don't know where to find a Bengal. I think talent is onto something here. Like when you think about it, you can't. When's the last time you saw a Seahawk up close and personal? Like there is something to be said for this. Like there's something here. Yeah, no, Bengals all day. I don't think I've ever seen one. Not in America. They're in China.
He said Bengals all day. So you picking the birds too. I mean the bank, whatever the bank.
Those are not the birds. Those are Seahawks. A Bengal is a tiger.
Related, even a tiger fan.
The Ravens are everywhere.
You see Ravens. I see black birds all the time in the strip club. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Ravens and crows.
Yes. So Mo, are you going with the flow or are you going against the grain?
Man, listen, I already had the Bengals, but they're gonna lose eventually, but they'll win this one. They'll win this one. But I Googled where to find a Bengal. The only thing that came up was kittens. The only person I remember with a Bengal was Mike Tyson. Didn't he have Bengals?
Yeah, he had three.
Yeah, so talent, you've been around, you connected, you're well connected, man. You done sat around with the famous people. Call Mike and ask Mike where he get his Bengal at.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Hold on, that's not something I want to know, Mo. My dog scratched me one time. I'm done.
That was enough.
Just by judging off of the scratch from a dog who's not known for scratching. However, it hurt. So what you think that Bengal gonna tear your ass? Even Mike don't have them.
Yeah, that's true.
Mike Tyson sold all his Bengals to Buster Douglas.
He got the.
I couldn't even keep a straight face.
All right, so the most anticipated game of the weekend has got to be the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. We talked about a little bit previously for this week and everything else. And some people are saying that the Cowboys are going to bounce. This is going to be one and done again because they're playing Tom Brady. T, what do you think the line's going to be, and who you think they're going to pick? T?
I think the line is going to be 6 or 7 points. I think they might get that line to Dallas because people think that Brady's been kind of slipping, and we've seen the last game he played a quarter or so and into the season, and all the games that he did win, even though this team got in the playoffs with a whack ass record, even the games he did win, down the line, last minute hooplas and all that type of heroics. But see, I'm looking at it different. I'm looking at he's still Brady, and if nothing else, there's a mental number being going on in the other quarterback's head. How could it not? Right. Whenever you face the greats, how could you not be going through your own personal mental battle as the quarterback of the other team? So I think that gives Brady an edge like a mug on this game. And I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
There it is. Michael Sean, he got the Bucks. You in the Dallas? Well, you've been in the Dallas neighborhood area for a long time. Are you going to go against the grain against the Dallas Cowboy fans, or you think the Dallas Cowboys gonna pull this one out?
I'm gonna stay with what I've been saying for weeks, that Tom Brady's last victory for the Buccaneers will be against Dallas, and then they'll get beat up in the rest of the playoffs. But I'm gonna stick with that. But I'm just gonna put this out there. Dallas does have a hell of a pass rush, and nobody is more unmobile than Tom Brady. And if they fall behind, if they do what they normally do and fall behind and allow them young bucks to just pin their ears back and decide that all we got to do is not worry about a rushing game, that could be trouble for Tom Brady. This game has to stay close. They can't do this. We're going to get down by 13 and watch these guys just start rushing him, because he's got nowhere to go. And he really doesn't have a running game. I'm going to go with Tom and stick with my pick and say that's going to be his last victory with the Buccaneers. But this is a dangerous little game right here. This is a dangerous game.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think it's a very dangerous game too. Dave, your pick: Dallas Cowboys or Tom Brady Buccaneers, and is this his last game?
We all know that this is Tom Brady's last game. This brother is listening to Brian McKnight in the locker room. This brother has a lot going on. He's brokenhearted, Frank, but he also hears the yapping of the peanut gallery, acting as if he's not the greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, you can say whatever you want. I don't like the man at all, but he's Tom effing Brady. Point blank and period. And again, Dallas's problem is not Dallas. Dallas's problem is Jerry Jones and the Jerry Jones marketing hype machine. The team still has room to grow. The last 5 games that they've played, almost all of them have had stupid mistakes, either third quarter or fourth quarter, that like other teams should not have come close, teams that were worse than them. But this is where it is. So Dallas loses, one and done. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye. See you, happy trails. And Tom Brady's last game will be against Dallas, and it's not going to be pretty for the Cowboys.
Okay. All right. Mo, who you got? You're looking at this from afar, being a huge Giants fan. I know you got feelings one way that you wanted to go. Which way do you want it to go, Mo?
Look, I ain't looking at this from afar. I'm right up close and personal with this one. You know what I'm saying? Since I can't say what I want to say, how they say on Hustle and Flow, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers is going to come out and they're going to whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Listen, I feel like even though, Dallas's defense is solid, I give them their props on the defense. But my thing is this: Dak has a problem, turn the ball over. His receivers are not that great. I feel like Tom and his receivers are a little bit more better than Dak and his, and that's what's going to win the game.
Ooh. I'm going to go on the record and say I feel strongly. My feelings is that the Buccaneers is going to win. But I really do think, if I had to bet, I think the Cowboys are going to pull this out for the first time ever in a long time. I think the Cowboys might pull this one out. That's my take.
And unfortunately, if they win this game, the whack thing about it, if they beat the Buccaneers and 60-year-old Tom Brady, we'll have to hear how the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl for the next. It'll be a whole week on how the Cowboys have settled the demons and the ghosts of the past, and now they're going to the Super Bowl. That's why you got to hate this team.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. That's what I'm prepared for. I think exactly going to happen. So T, that's it for the NFL. We got to move on to the NBA. I got to talk about Steph Curry came in last night, man, scored 24. He gave it a run, but Phoenix ran them boys out the building last night, man. It was definitely a sight to see if you ended up watching the game. They made it a game of it, but Phoenix won without their 3 big dogs. You know what I mean? They won without their 3 big dogs. So is there a concern yet in Golden State? Because they didn't even beat Phoenix. Phoenix has they're what? Phoenix is 21-21 now? I forgot their record. Somebody look up their record for me. But they're not, one of the powerhouse in the West. And Golden State lost to them with their big dogs.
First game back though. First game back. So it's going to take, when people come back, you got to get your legs under you. Got to get back. I'll give them 3 games, with a pro like Steph to get where you got to be, and they get some consistency going. Because right now it's the first game, and I watched that game, and it was way too little, too late, and you could see them coasting, thinking that they're the old Golden State, and we're just going to cut it on halfway through the third and fourth quarter. Nah, because what's called never took their foot off the gas. You know what I mean? About how many. Don't get conservative. Put it away. Keep your foot on the gas. Let that, use that clock. Do what you got to do because the other team come. I don't care what you say. The other team going to come. They're not stopping. Yeah, but you were right, though. Phoenix Suns are 21-21, and the Warriors are now 20-21. So basically, they had the same record coming into this game.
So that's my point is, Mike, I'm going to throw this out to you, Mike. You talk to me. Actually, let me just ask you one more question, T. Let me just, because you didn't really answer the question. I want to know definitively what do you think is going to be the timeline before people say Golden State's done for the year? Like that's it for Golden State.
Now you start to sound like Mo. I did answer that. I said you got to give them 3 games.
Wait. How you sound like me?
Hey, Mike, did I not? I just said
no. You said 3 games to give Steph Curry under his legs. I'm not talking about that.
Right, and get some continuity of the team going. Like he is the team to me. Steph's the team. So you got to give him 3 games back before you start. That's when you start to say where they're going to be. In 3 games, you got his legs under him. He is the team. So in 3 games, I give him 3 games before I start looking at them real serious. Like, okay, this what y'all gonna be or not? You know what I mean?
All right. So
3 games.
So, Michael Sean, we are 3 weeks out from NBA All-Star Weekend, 3 weeks out from the midpoint season of the point of the season. And the question I'm gonna ask all of y'all. So y'all the rest of you guys get ready. Is when are people going to be like, you know what, this ain't Golden State Warriors year. They ain't making it to the finals. When's that going to happen?
I said it should have happened weeks ago, and I was ridiculed. I told you before Steph got hurt that this was a problem. There's something going on with this team. The fact that Andre Iguodala actually played 13 minutes. They put him in to get 13 minutes. He had 1 bucket. It was a dunk, and they went crazy. There is the only team falling apart faster, which is crazy because they lost to them. To me, is the Phoenix Suns. There's something inside that locker room that ain't right. And Steph can have the same season that he always has. He's incredible. This team is not built to make a run in the playoffs this year. I don't know what it is. I don't know if Draymond has caused friction in that locker room that we don't know about. I'm just assuming. I'm just throwing things out there. I know they're young players right now. It seems like the team is divided and Steph is trying to bring everybody together. But let's remember, Steph can't rebound and control boards. Steph can't defend the best wing player on your team. Like Steph can go in there and score 30 points and do what he does. And they still got beat handily. And they've been getting beat handily all season. The Golden State Warriors and the Lakers are literally almost in the same situation right now. They are not what they used to be, and they've had their run, and now it's time to make some switches in the offseason.
Yeah, and some people can't let go of the past and hold on to the present. I think that's a lot of people's problem. They just think the past is the present. So I don't know, Dave. You talk to me, man, about what your thoughts are on Golden State Warriors. Like, when are people going to be concerned and say, you know what, this ain't their year? What's your take on this?
I've known Michael Sean since I was 19 years old. Michael Sean is right. I've said it. I feel disgusting having said it, but it's the truth. One man does not a team make. I don't give a damn if he's the greatest perimeter shooter of all time. He's one guy. The team has not gelled because they do not have strong leadership from the coaching staff. They do not have strong leadership from the front office, and they do not have strong leadership in the locker room. Steph Curry is a phenomenal player, but he is not a locker room leader. Draymond has always been a bit of a distraction, and here we are. So the Golden State Warriors are trash. They are horrible on the road, and I wish somebody would just come out and admit that Michael Sean was right. He was right. I admit it. The team sucks. This year is a wash. Thanks so much. Take care. Comb your hair.
And I wonder what's going on with Andrew Wiggins, because he hasn't been the same player this year, and I don't know if that's because of injury or not. Andrew Wiggins is a key part of that team that didn't get talked about last year.
Yeah. Mo, what's your thoughts on this entire situation going on with Golden State?
Golden State is falling apart, man. London Bridge is falling down. They're getting old. They not the team that they used to be. If Rodney was here, Rodney would say, it reminds me of a time when I used to manage a grilled cheese truck. And we made the best grilled cheeses in the parking lot of the supermarket. Until the supermarket started making their own grilled cheeses. And we just couldn't keep up.
You're not going to be
Just
structured.
couldn't keep up.
You're not going to be structured.
Just couldn't keep up, man.
I'm going to let Rodney Perry know you
Must be lunchtime.
All
When
the
we
fat
go to
people
when
hungry.
we go to the food
Listen.
analogies, it's close. to lunch.
Listen. I only know how to do two things: cook food and tell jokes. Now, which one you want?
Today, jokes.
Just
All right,
today.
Before I want to talk about obviously Donovan Mitchell, but I wanted to get this other question first. Looking at the time, I want to ask this question first before I talk about Donovan Mitchell. So let me ask you this, T. What team do you think is going to make the big mid-season trade in the next 3 weeks because to help them get their season started? I'm going to start first, and I'm going to say I think the Miami Heat is going to make a blockbuster trade because Miami wants to try to make a run at the title, at the shot at the title this year, and they know they got to do something. So I think they're going to make a blockbuster trade. I just don't know what it's going to be. That's my team. T, who's your team that you think is going to make a blockbuster trade to try to keep
That's a
this
good
whole?
question. That's a good question. I'm hoping it's not my team. That's first of all. Hope we just stay the course and keep winning some games. But I think you got a point with Miami. I also would put in there probably Chicago.
Yeah, that's a great.
I would put Chicago in there as well. I think Chicago is looking to make a move, and rightfully so. I think they need that, interjection. But I think that they're on the brink of really, really being serious about making a move. I think the obvious on the West Coast is the Lakers, bro.
Yeah, I think so too. I like that move. Chicago's definitely gonna move on from Zach LaVine. Michael Sean, what team do you think is going to shock us in the next 3 weeks and make a blockbuster trade to help them with their season?
God, I wish I had one. Nobody. I mean, I watched the trade rumors, and they got rumors about Miami making a trade for Tim Hardaway Jr. Like,
What?
yeah, like I don't see a team making a midseason trade if you're not absolutely certain that this trade is going to give you a championship shot.
Right.
Like I don't see why you would make even the Zach LaVine situation. Why would you make that trade unless you're somebody who's already in a position to make a real championship run? I don't.
You don't think Golden State's gonna make a run either? You don't think they're gonna make a trade, Mike? Nothing, really?
No,
Nobody?
I think they've won enough championships where they can actually settle down and be like, let's plan it correctly, and let's not do what fans want, which is let's make a big splash before during the All-Star break or before the trade deadline. That's just fan stuff. That's media stuff, and that's what I hate about the Heat. The Heat is still caught up in we'll get Kyle Lowry and he'll change everything, and we'll get a foursome, and then we'll grab this person. Pat Riley still got the same mentality, just trying to instantly create this. Like it's going to take more than that. It's going to take more than that.
So, okay, because I thought you were going to say the Golden State or Phoenix, because Phoenix is trying to move on from DeAndre Ayton bad too. But I don't know. Let me ask Dave. Dave, what's your take? What team do you think NBA team is going to make some kind of trade to help them with their season? Especially teams that are not doing good. Like you got Phoenix not doing good, you got Golden State not doing good, you got the Lakers not doing good, and everything else. There's a couple of teams that's supposed to be doing good that aren't, and they might make a trade to help them with their season because they don't have too much longer. That window of winning a championship is closing.
Yeah. I'm going to say this to you, Frank. Jeannie Buss is a moron. She ain't her damn daddy. So when it comes to the Lakers, I can see her making a move based upon what everybody is saying because she makes emotional moves as opposed to making moves that make sense long term, which is why the Lakers have been they need to change their name to the Los Angeles Lacklusters because that's what's happening there, right? At some point, like it's either going to be Golden State doing something with Draymond, but even then, what's the point? Like they've got enough time to just get these folks in place. They just need leadership. I wouldn't be making any moves if I'm them, but the Lakers are going to be desperate and do something ridiculous to get some headlines, and it's going to fall flat.
Interesting. Mo, do you think there's going to be an NBA team that's going to make a blockbuster trade in the next 3 weeks? And if so, who's your team and what's the trade?
I don't know if it's going to be a blockbuster trade, but I think the team that might jump up and surprise everybody and make a move will be Dallas. They're missing a floor general. Ever since Jalen Brunson went to New York, they're not the same Dallas that was last year. They in some games, they out some games. They need a point guard. Bad. As good as Luka is, without a point guard, they're not doing what they did last year. So I see Dallas might jump in there and just snatch a good point guard. It doesn't have to be an all-star point guard. He could be, somebody that just knows how to run the floor, because Luke is the man. We know that. But I think Dallas might make a move for a point guard.
I think so too. So let's talk about Donovan Mitchell. I got a few minutes left, man. Donovan Mitchell went to Utah, scored 46 points in Utah, but the Jazz rallied and ended up winning. And Donovan Mitchell still felt, funny in kind of ways and everything else. So now that you look at this trade, T, what's your thoughts on Donovan Mitchell scoring 46 in Utah and him being with Cleveland? T, you're on mute.
He got to slow down, bro. He can't keep doing this. Can't keep scoring like this. Because every time he do this, they're gonna hit him with a drug test. So you got 40 some odd games left. You got 40 games. That's 40 drug tests.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a false positive in there somewhere. You can't take 40 tests and not get a fake positive. You got to slow down a little bit. I think he's showing people. When people ball out like this, bro, you're trying to show or make a point to somebody. I don't know if it's to potential teams that he could have landed on. I don't know if it's the team that gave you up. I don't know if it's the team that you're on, but you're making a statement. I'm real proud of the brother. Matter of fact, I'm going to place a call to the father today and just say, man, whoo, kicking a little ass, ain't we? You know what I'm saying?
All right, we're gonna do round robin because I want to ask a couple other questions, a couple other teams real fast. Michael Sean, Kawhi Leonard scored season best 33 points as the Clippers snapped their skid, but Kawhi Leonard probably be out again the next 3 or 4 games. That's probably what's gonna happen. Are you surprised with Kawhi Leonard and what he did for the Clippers, and what do you think the repercussion is gonna be?
I'm surprised that such a big move of getting Kawhi Leonard and Paul George has landed flat like this. And I guess it's because of Kawhi's injury and being injured all the time. But Kawhi might want to think back is when he refused to sign and go to the Lakers when Magic wanted him to go to the Lakers and play with LeBron. And he was like, nah, I got my squad. I'm going to put my squad together and get it popping. I think he probably regrets in some ways not taking that time to go to the Lakers and winning a few more championships. But yeah, I'm thoroughly surprised that that's falling flat like that. And they're not going to do anything in the playoffs this year either. They'll go out in the second round.
Okay. Let's see. Dave, the business bully. The Miami Heat last night went 40 for 40 on free throws. The edge the OKC Thunder 112 to 111. But Dwayne Dedmon was ejected for a bizarre incident with the massage gun. He threw it at his staff. He threw it at his own staff as he got escorted out the game, which is pretty hilarious. But the Miami Heat, like I said, they're trying to do something. They're trying to make a run. They might make a trade and everything else. What's your thoughts on the Miami Heat so far this season? Because they all are on, Jimmy Butler's back right now, man. You know what I mean? Like, he's carrying them as far as he can take them.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this, man. I think that Miami does need to make some structural changes, but most importantly, we're not just going to gloss over the fact that yet another professional black athlete still in his prime years is having issues with massages. How in the hell has this leaked all the way over from football to basketball? You're throwing massagers on the table. That's just like in the WNBA. If Brittany Griner throws a rose out in the middle of the court, people are going to be outraged. At some point, we got to stop this, right? Whatever you decide to do in the locker room, that's your business. But all this rubbing, bro, it's got to go someplace. It's not what it needs to be at this point, Frank. I'm very disappointed. I'm very shocked. As a person that believes in massage, it's rubbing me the wrong way, Frank.
Yeah, I appreciate that comment, so I didn't have to put a disclaimer up by you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Mo, the Utah Jazz is a surprise team in the NBA so far, man. Everybody's looking at how good they did because they traded away everything else. You think this is going to take them further down along in the season? And what's your thoughts on them making a playoff run?
No, Utah ain't got nothing coming. They're just having a good time. That's it. When it hit March, April, and May, teams are going to start clicking. Teams are going to start playing. Utah is just having a little bit of fun. They got it going on for right now. You know what I'm saying? They ain't popping no bottles, but they just at the clubs. They just got in. You know what I'm saying? It's like how you say, what's the difference between a 4.5 and a 4.8? 30 to 40 grand. So, all right. Utah ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? For real. Utah gonna make a run just like they're gonna bring back free cheese.
Here we go.
They're just having a good time. It's funny.
Yo, this is the end of the show. I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. I'm gonna try my best to make sure we can figure it out for Friday. Tomorrow I'll be traveling. So in case I don't make it on Friday, you all have a good weekend, and we'll circle back on Monday. T, what you got going on, bro? Talk to me.
Wait a minute. You're not gonna be here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the air. I'm going to LA tomorrow. I'll be in the air. Sorry.
So you say out of this whole major production,
so you mean
nobody can run this?
A whole day we gotta go without Mo's background?
Wow.
So I like the flowers today.
No wonder your dog scratched your ass. That's the only cuss word I can use. No wonder your dog scratched your ass. I'd scratch your ass too.
Anyway, you can't give a black man compliments. Anyway.
Peanut butter box is here.
Anyway, Saturday, first of all, tomorrow night, Mike is going to be hanging with me. Me and Mike Sean doing our thing up. Shout out to Harlem, the Crab Queen. Shout out to the Fruit Lounge. And Queens Saturday is going down. Saturday night, Rochester, Urban Euphoria, 2 shows with my man Joe Cleese. And then me and Joe jump on a plane Sunday and go over to the Stress Factory in New Brunswick and do 2 more sets over there. And hopefully, Mo will show up and we'll be selling some of them plants that he got in the background. Spray paint is just comedy on a couple of leaves. And Mo, we can make some money, trust.
Peanut butter box is here.
There we go. Mike Sean, talk to everybody that had to follow you, bro.
All right, I want to clear something up because Taylor don't answer his phone. So Taylor, you're doing Harlem and Queens. I'm just coming to Queens, right? Unmute your thing.
Peanut butter box is here.
I'm just doing Queens, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Not just. That's a big deal. But I just want to make sure because I was just like, wait a second. Maybe I've been reading this flyer wrong the entire time.
Oh, no. Right. You got Queens, you know what I mean? But I got to do both. So
yeah, you're doing Harlem.
We'll be in the building. You know what I mean?
All right, that's dope. Check me out tomorrow morning, Media Room 360 on YouTube. The morning show is popping, talking reckless and all that good stuff. So make sure you check that out. And no, I'm going to be on the East Coast. I see you, Frank. I see what's going on. There's a lot of movement going on over there. I'm not mad. Go pack all your hats and make it happen. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to do what a black man can do. That's all. Right, Dave? Trying to do what a black man can do. That's all.
That's all we can do, Frank. That's all we can do, Frank.
Everybody out there, they can follow you.
You can follow me on all social media platforms at The Business Bully. Hopefully, I'll be on Media Room 360 on Michael Sean's show because I just found out there's an opening for an unpaid weatherman on that show. So maybe I can get that.
It never stops.
Hey, quick question. Anybody ever thought about the first person? Like, why we do this, right? All the stuff we've been through, why we didn't come up with this? These are pissed off.
I'll show them.
No. This. I think we would have got further faster.
I think you might be right with that one.
I don't know. It's a black power, whatever. But this, people pay attention.
Kind of feels like they didn't want to do it. They just, all right.
Mo, help me out here, man. Tell everybody how they follow you, bro, because it's going to the left real fast.
Peanut butter boxes. Yo, they can follow me, Mo_comic, Mike, Mr. Sit Your Ass. I'm sorry, not Mike, Mr. Sit Your Ass Down, on TikTok. And tonight, like I said, I'm in Springfield, but I'm gonna shoot by the Funny Bone. They're doing a benefit show for Mr. Artie Robb. So I want to just go in, see a couple comics I haven't seen in a while. And just remember, y'all, peanut butter boxes here.
All right, y'all. We get ready to roll up out of here, man. Y'all be safe, man. Hope I can get to the hotel on Friday. I'm gonna try my best to bring
Mike Sean. We're gonna get you a visor. I'm gonna get Mike Sean a visor for real. Watch. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a visor.
Don't cover my line. Don't cover my line.
That's Dave. That's Mike Sean. That's Mo. It's Box Seats. It's on Humor Mill. We'll be back again tonight at 7 and 11, and be back again tomorrow. The day on Friday at 1 o'clock. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great weekend.
Sit your ass down on Friday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be safe, y'all. Take care. Peace.